All right. Okay. So our plan for today, your notes. Okay, listen, let's put computers away for now, please. Okay, you should have plenty of time to finish your homework in class today. Even though this feels like a thick packet, okay, this is going to go by quick as long as we all kind of lock in.
Teachers and students, please pardon this interruption. Teachers, if you would please release freshman volleyball at this time to go to the locker room. We would appreciate it. Thank you.
You about to pretend like you're in freshman volleyball? All right. Okay. So when you were in pre-cal last year, you talked about horizontal asymptotes. So essentially, just to explain, a horizontal asymptote is when the ends of the graph curve off to a certain value. So if I'm looking at this value, I have an asymptote here. Can you tell me what height the graph is curving off to? Should be 3, but it's okay. It's a small graph. Okay, and then on the other side, what's my graph curving off to? 2, very good. So when you were in pre-cal last year, you should have done little statements that look like this. You would say as x goes to infinity, f of x goes to 3. Okay, you were essentially writing a limit just without calling it a limit. So rather than stating it like this, which is not proper notation for calculus, you're going to write it like this. The limit as x goes to infinity is equal to 3. Oops. Okay, and essentially what that means is that the right end of the graph, as my x's get bigger, curves off to this y value. Okay, do the same thing for the left side. LIM for limit. But then because I'm going to the left, my x would go to minus infinity. And then f of x is curving off to 2. Okay? All right, then I also want you to just for the first couple of these, write it as a little sentence. Okay, this means the left end approaches 2. And this means that the right end approaches 3. Okay? But this limit statement is how you're going to need to write it for this class. Okay, and also for this assignment. Okay, so come down here to the bottom 2 graphs. Okay, for the first graph on the bottom left, I want you to label which side has an asymptote. Okay, remember, an asymptote has to be curving off towards a particular value. So for the first graph, which end is an asymptote, the left or the right side? Okay, it should be the right side. Okay, so write your limit statement for me. You're going to put LIM. And if I'm on the right end of the graph, what should x be approaching? Infinity. And what is f of x curving off to? 5. Very good. Now, let's talk about the left end. Okay, you do not have an asymptote. Okay, so I'm going to put here no HA. But you can still write a limit statement for what's happening on the left side. This is what you would do. You would say the limit as my x goes to minus infinity. And then if I want to say it's not curving off towards a specific number, but it points down and it's going to keep getting down and down and down and down more and more, what would I put for the y value? Negative infinity. Okay, just like we do at like vertical asymptotes. Okay, so that side does not count as a horizontal asymptote, but it does still describe that the left end points down. Okay, so I'm going to write that little sentence here. Okay, the left end points down. Okay, it's not going towards a certain number, but it does go down forever and ever and ever. Okay, do the same two things on your second graph. So write your left and right side limits on the graph. All right, now let's try to pay attention, honey, Michael. Yeah, let's try to lock it in a little bit. Okay, so for my second graph on the right side, do I have a horizontal asymptote or no? Right side. Yes, how low? Okay, so your limit should say x approach infinity, g of x equals -5. Okay, for my left side on that same graph, is it curving off towards a particular value? But it's going up forever, so I can put LIM. X goes to -infinity because I'm on the left end. And g of x is going to what? To what? Positive infinity. And then if you want to write a little sentence, that means that the left end points up. Okay, but it can be kind of confusing to remember which infinity is which. This is which end you're on, and then this is which direction it's pointing. Okay? All right, where this is going to get a little confusing if you're not paying attention is that you can still do compositions on these, meaning like you start with the middle and then you go to the outside. Okay, so I'm going to do the first two with you, and then I want you to try the next page. Look at number 1. X is going to infinity. Is that the left end or the right end? Right end on which graph if I start in the middle? G. So go to the graph of G. That's the second one. What is the right end curving off to? Then I go to -5 on the graph of F. So at -5 on the graph of F, what's my Y value? It is -5. Okay? Now, because you get to use your notes on quizzes and stuff, I'm going to write the little steps for that. You would check the right end of F. Oh, sorry, of G, which gave me -5. And then I checked X equals -5 on F. So 1 and 2. Now, for the second question, same two graphs. I'm doing X approach -infinity on G. Which end am I looking at? Left. Very good. And what is the left end approaching on the graph of G? Positive infinity. Then that becomes my X on F. So if I'm going to positive infinity on F, which end am I looking at? And what is the right side going to? 5. Very good. So let's write your answer. And then we'll put little steps. So the first thing we did was we checked the left end of the G graph. And that end was pointed up to infinity. But because that Y value becomes an X value, that means that then I was checking the right end on the graph of F. And then that gave me 5. Okay? All right, so when you're ready, turn the page. Okay, give the next little set a try. Okay, I want you to start by writing the limits for both ends and then try the questions. So when I'm talking about the limits for both ends, I'm talking about putting like your X approach -infinity on the left, positive on the right. Okay? You should have 2 graphs on the next page that are different. Give it a shot. Raise your hand if you need help. So hold on, so write your whole number. So put LIM, let's do the left side first. So LIM, what's X approaching here on the left side? Negative infinity, and then F of X equals, if it's pointed down, to be another negative. And then put X first. Because you're looking this way. Make sense? Okay, then your right side should have an asterisk up there. How we do it? Great. This one though, since you're going forward, it should be X goes to positive infinity and then first. So what X is doing tells you which end. And then your answer. X approach infinity on F is -3 and at -31. You put more, but it's close enough. You got the idea. Yeah. Hey, you want the light source? Negative. So this should be a positive infinity because you're going forward on the graph and then same thing on this one. If you're going to the right end, your X part should be a positive. Right, then try your questions. Maite, how we doing? Good? No help right now? You are good? Alright, we tried the questions yet, the problem? Alright, let's do the first. What's X approaching? So is that a left or a right end? X to infinity is a right. Yeah, negative infinity. Just think about on the number line. Where are the numbers for infinity? On the number line, yes. Okay, so on the right end, on which graph? Okay. Hold on, who's the middle? One. Isn't it a G of X in the middle? Look at the question number one. Let's see what's F of G. So G is in the middle, so you want the right end of G. What's the right end of G? How low though? What way does it? Then I'm gonna take -2, and that's where I look for. Just gonna estimate it. Okay, now for the next one, I want X approach minus infinity. Which end is that, left or right? Left on which graph is in the middle? G, so what's the left end of G? But remember, if it keeps going up forever, it'd be positive. Because it's pointed up.
Oh, yeah.
So the left end is X is going to minus infinity. So we're looking at the left end, but which way is it pointing? Up means infinity. And then I would look on graph of F, but it will have that positive infinity, that would be which end? Right, the right end, which is doing what? Yes, correct. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, try the next. Yes, that's correct. Yours is close. Go to X approach infinity. Oh wait, hold on, you have this. What's F of -2? Wait, I mean, your work is right. Okay, try the next one. How we doing? Good. Can I see yours? Or box like those. You say something? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. And then what's this one? Okay, so X approach infinity, are you doing left or right end? Okay, so if X is going to infinity, which end are you on, left or right? Okay, and then on the inside graph, is it F or G? It's okay, lock in, lock in. Okay, so what's your inside equation? Is it F or G for problem number 1? G, so go to G, look at the right end. What's it curving off to? Okay, then you're gonna go to -2 on the graph of F. Tell me how low it is. Yes. We're about to do those stuff. So that'd be the left end of the graph. And if it's going up for every what is it? Oh, there we go, there we go. All right, your answers. Should have been -5, -3. Okay, 5 and infinity. Okay. Next little bit of this, y'all are doing great. Okay, the next one is now we're gonna mix and match. Okay, oh wait, hold on. Maybe not yet. Actually, you can do these two. Will you give them a shot? It's not till the next page we have something new, so give it a shot. You don't have to write all the limits. Just do the 2 examples here. So do these bottom 2. But you don't have to label the graph unless you really want to. Okay, if you need help working through it, X to infinity is which end of the graph? Are we talking left end or right end? Right end on the inside graph is F. What is F doing at the right end? It's curving off towards the x-axis. How low is that? 0. Very good. And then I would go to G of 0. Okay, go to your graph of G at 0. Okay, it looks like it's maybe like -0.5. I'm going to just put 0 though. Okay, I'm going to be a little lazy and just put 0 there. Okay, but if you put -0.5, it's hard to tell because the graph is so small. Okay, for the second one, I want X to -infinity. Is that left or right end? Left end on which graph? G. What is the left end of G doing? Going down to what? -infinity. Then I'm going to look at F of -infinity. -infinity is which end? The right end or the left end? Left end. And what is the left end of F doing? Going to 0. All right, for the next page, go ahead and turn. Okay, you are going to be writing limit statements for both horizontal and vertical asymptotes. Okay, really, we already covered vertical asymptotes last time, but I want you to see how they're structured differently, kind of side by side. So for the second graph, let's do our endpoints first. So for this end, do I have an asymptote? Okay, yes. So tell me what the limit should say. X approach what if I'm on the right end? Okay, G of X. What should X approach though? Infinity. And what should it equal? 3. Okay, let's do the left end. Do I have an asymptote on this side? No, I don't have an asymptote, but I can still write a limit for it, right? So I'd put the limit x going to minus infinity of g of x. And then even though it's not going towards a certain number, it is going down forever, which is negative infinity. Okay, so this graph has one horizontal asymptote. Are we all good with that? Okay, label it here. Okay, this graph has two vertical asymptotes. Okay, so draw those in for me. I have a vertical asymptote here at 6, and then I have another one here at -1. Let's do the 6 one first. Put VA for vertical asymptote. LIM for limit. What does my x need to be approaching for the vertical asymptote? What number do I need to pinch in at? 6. And then it's going to equal negative infinity. Okay, because both sides are pointed down. Yes? Okay, so now do the same thing for this one. So put VA, LIM. What does x need to be approaching for me to be on this vertical asymptote? So it should be -1. And then what is my g of x graph doing? Is it asymptoting up or down? Up would be infinity. Okay? All right, then I would have you do the same thing for this graph, but if one of your asymptotes is up and the other side asymptote is down, can you write a limit statement like this? No, because it'd come out to be D and E. So let's write our single-sideds instead. So I still have a vertical asymptote. So put VA. But because my sides are going up on one, down on the other, I'm going to have to split this up into two limits. So let's do LIM. Where's my asymptote at? What number? -2. I'm going to do the right side first. So I'm going to pretend like the left side is gone. So I'm going to put a little plus indicator. And then what is the right side of the -2 asymptote doing? Going up or down? Up. So I'd put infinity here. Now, this still only counts as one vertical asymptote, okay, but each side has its own limit. So on this side, I'll put LIM. I'm still approaching -2, but which side am I on now? The left, and it's going down to minus infinity. Okay? All right, so let's work through these examples. Okay, see if we kind of get the idea. Okay, for letter C, what am I approaching? From which side? Plus is right side on which graph? F. So I'm going to go to -2. I'm on the right side. As I trace closer to my hand, where am I going? Up to infinity. Then now I'm going to check infinity on the graph of G. Which end is that if my X is now in infinity? The right side, which goes to 3. Very good. Okay. Next one, I'm still approaching -2, but this time from which side? Left side. So if I check the left side, what's my graph doing? Going down to negative infinity, which leads me to which end on G? The left end on G. And what is the left end doing? Negative infinity as well. Okay, so if you want to put like that, some of y'all I've seen have been kind of showing your work like that. That's fine. Okay. All right, try the next two. We're approaching 6, A side isn't indicated, but it doesn't matter because the 6 asymptote's the same on both sides. What is it going to? Negative infinity, and then I'm going to find f of negative infinity, which is which end? The left end. And what is the left end of f doing? It's curving off towards 0. Very good. Okay, one more like that. We're approaching -1 on the graph of g. Which way is it going? Positive infinity. Then I want f of positive infinity, which is which end? The right end. But what's the right end approaching? Still 0. Get the idea? All right, turn the page. We're going to skip the little true falses at the bottom because we already wrote those limits. Okay, I want you to try. This is the last bit of the notes that I'm going to have you try is this page right here. Okay, if you get all these right, your group is ready to move on to just doing your delta. Okay, and you'll still have quite a bit of time. Okay, now one thing I want to clarify. You do have asymptotes on the first graph, one here and one here. On the second graph, do both ends look like an asymptote?
No.
No, the left end is an asymptote, but this side just keeps going in. Okay, and then you do have a vertical at 0. Okay? So try those 8 questions. And if you get them all right, then you're ready to move on to the homework.
On the edge, the dash, put on you.
So to the left, the asymptote's curving to 1 and 1. The middle asymptote is at 0. So the sides are both going to 1. And then the middle asymptote's at 0. And then ask me if you need help. First one? Yes, that's first. All right, so now I'll walk you through your first one. Good. That's okay. So for x to infinity, what end am I looking at, left or right? Something. And then what's that end do? So that means infinity. Then I take infinity and I apply it to f. Which side am I looking at? And what's this side burden off to? But what height is it? It's like Wait, that's correct. That's good, that's correct. And then for f of -2, 0. Good job, Allie. Your first 2 are correct. You're doing G on the, so this one is flattening out towards -2. So that will count as another asymptote there. And then you'll go to f of -2. And what's your y value there? Like half of y put 1.5. Good, next two are both right. Which one are you doing? So x to infinity is which end? Left or right? X to infinity. On which graph though? Who's in the middle? So go to G, what's the right end do? Okay, go all the way out to the end. What's that end do? Positive infinity, then I'm gonna find f of infinity, which is which end? Which is the right end. Which is the right end, what's the right end of f? It's the asymptote. What's it flagging out to look at my P one? No. One. Yeah, that's okay. See how you have like your line that you drew and that's what your asymptote is. So you would go, yeah, so look, you go x to infinity on G is this end and it's going up forever. So then my x's need to go towards infinity, which would be the right end of this graph. It's curving off towards this. Oh, perfect. Period. I thought it was really nice. That's still on the Wait, but it's not perfect. Are you talking about the vertical asymptote? Your limit should say x approach. If it's a vertical asymptote, your x should be approaching the x the asymptote's at, and your answer should be. Okay, so are you doing number 2 now? Or Labby? It would be -2 because it's curving off towards that, and now I'm gonna find an f. So go to -2 on f. What's your y value of that? I put it's just like right. That is correct. Let's see if you can do next one. Yes, ma'am. Ready to check?
No, I've touched one. I just don't even.
Very good. You're ready to go to the homework. I think your homework's only like 8 questions. Okay, you're check. So negative infinity is which end? What's this? Then I go to -2. But if you put a half.
Don't worry, bro.
Alright, you go to your homework. Yes. That is correct. So the negative is here, that it's telling you to look at the left end, but what's it curving off to? So G of 1, and then you go to 1 here. What's your y value? Still 0. So how did these come out the same? Because if I'm looking at f, it doesn't matter which end I'm going to. What are they both curving off? So they both map me off on the second one. Does that make sense? Sure. Very good. You ready to go on scale?
Yes.
It would be G of, so hold on, we're doing 0 from the right on F. What is 0 from the right on F? Because you have to approach 0 from the right.
No.
So what is this graph doing as you get closer and closer to the
Ah.
So as you get here, we're doing a left or right side? Right side, so I'm covering up the left and I'm getting closer and closer to 0. What are my y values doing? Going to infinity. And then I'll go to infinity on the graph of G, which would be this end. What's that end doing? Huh? But it keeps going up forever, so it'd be infinity. Good job. Yes. Huh? Yeah, infinity was right. You said I'm checking you? So you should have a total of 2. You have a vertical at 5. This is wrong. Remember that x needs to get close to 5, and it needs to equal infinity side. There we go. And then your horizontal, you do -4, x, that's it. Uh-huh. Did you say that you had a question as well?
No,
The bottom one? Alright, so we're approaching 0 from which side? Uh-huh, and as I get closer and closer to 0, what are both of my sides doing? Negative infinity, right? So then I go to the graph of f, negative infinity is this end, what's the that end do? No, but it's flattening out. Because remember, if you have a line like this drawn in, that means it's flattening out. It's not going to keep going up forever. It's going to curve off towards 1. Okay? Yes. Perfect, very good. Which one? Okay, so E, so we're going 0 from the right on which graph? Okay, so look at your F graph. Cover up everything on the left, none of this is here. As I get closer and closer to my hand, what's my Y value doing? So infinity, and then I'm gonna look at infinity on the graph of F. Oh wait, sorry, of G, because G's the outside. So if I'm on G and I'm looking at the infinity, be the right side, what's that side doing? Is it curving off towards a specific value? It's just going up forever, then the answer would be infinity. Okay, then for this one, what are we approaching? What number? From which side? Positive means the left or right side? Right, on which graph? G. So if I go to the graph of G, I want to approach 0. What are my Y values doing as I get closer and closer and closer? Negative infinity. Then I want to look at negative infinity on the graph of F. Which end is that, left or right? And what is the left end doing as I curve off to negative infinity? Towards what? Because if it's got a line like this, that means it's flattening out towards a specific number. 0's down here. What's this line? Okay, so now you walk me through it. So what are we starting with? X approach what? From which side? Left. So go to G. Now, technically, does it really matter which side of 0 I'm on if I'm on G? Because both sides are going which way? Yeah. So I get negative infinity either way. Then I come to negative infinity on this graph. Which side is it? Negative infinity would be the left. And what's the left curving off to? What value? Still 1. Yes? All right, let me look.